I never really thought of myself as a bad guy. At the end of the day, when a snake bites you, it doesn't want you to have a bad week. It's just doing what it's doing best, being a snake. In this business, feelings only put you in at the front door. Eventually, you gotta swipe the key out of someone's hand to get in. As funny as it is, I think of my work in film as if I was making an omelet. You crack the eggs, whip them up into a pan, add ham or cheese, and then let it fry through until it's cooked. But instead of eggs, I make children cry.
Before the 1960s, child actors were just not up to par with today's standards.
Oh, Seymour, it's not fair. What kind of cruel God would allow this to happen? It's okay, Ma. At least I can still remember what things look like.
They just had too much joy in them.
I'm originally from Hoboken. My father and I worked as very poor ice cream men. My father made me the official ice cream tester, which is a dream come true for any 8-year-old. But for me, it was a 10-year-long nightmare, due to the fact that my body can't healthily digest dairy products. My father always said, somebody's got to do it. Then in the early 50s, we moved to California because, that's where all the ice cream was. For me, ice cream was never the end goal. I wanted to be an actor.
Hollywood didn't know what to do. Kids were just too difficult to work with on set. For a short time, directors were using makeshift puppet children as a better alternative. The industry finally came to the consensus that somebody had to scare the kids for the good of cinema. The problem was, nobody wanted to do it.
I had just turned 18, and my parents gave me the family ice cream truck as a gift. So I started selling ice cream in front of the studios in order to get my headshots to a big-time producer. Instead of using words, I used various headshots for the flavors of the ice cream. Sadly, the only thing of value I could give them was my ice cream. That is, till I met Walter and Paul.
And action.
I was directing my first film, Monkey See, Monkey Don't. The scene involved a kid crying over the death of his half-monkey brother. After 20 or so takes of this kid giving me nothing but hot garbage, I called a 5-minute break, just so I could calm down.
Yeah, so this kid comes up to my truck and gets a scoop of headshot number 4. And as he's paying, he says he doesn't have any money on him and if he could pay me after he's done shooting. I said, absolutely not. But this kid doesn't even care.
Suddenly, the door swings open and in comes this pissed-off ice cream man, shouting and demanding money. Just as I'm about to call for security, Paul says, let's let this ride out a bit.
I figure we need a crying kid and he needs his kid's money, so why don't we help each other out?
So he approaches the kid and just starts screaming for 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, Marty leaves with his money, we quickly set up the next shot, and we finish in half the time.
So it was at that moment I knew I had to work with Marty. So I called up this producer friend of mine and I said, hey, we have a real tear puller here.
Marty was violent, unstable, possibly an alcoholic, which made him perfect for the tear puller. So we got in touch with him and set up a meeting for the next day.
I show up to the meeting, and they tell me that they want me to scare kids for the movies. They offer me a 30-year contract for $40,000 a year. A lot of money back then. I tell them I'll only do it if one day you make me the star of a movie. Unfortunately, the contract never specified what kind of movie, and so, yeah, we're making this shit-ass documentary.
With the help of Marty, I pulled off a decent film and put my name on the map. The industry is just not going to be the same with him gone.
Prepare me for freshman year. Camp, prom, camp, prom, camp, prom. Don't tell your mom.
Hey, I'm Bryce. I play Luke, the lead in Camp Prom. Luke is a great character. He's popular, good with the women. From the get-go, I had no problems connecting with him. I just wish he wasn't from a poor family. I feel like it's bad for my rep.
All right, we're going to run this opening number in about 5. After that, I'll give you all the time you need with Bryce.
Yeah, it works. Tell the grip to get the fun check set up. Have you seen Alex by chance?
I'm not trying to be the next Marty. It's been done. What I'm doing is a movement. Everyone else in the industry, they've just been focusing on fear. They've been completely ignoring the other side of the cry coin. Sadness. Granted, when I did go in for the interview, Marty seemed a lot more interested in my condition than he did in my art. But you know, I believe in the power of...
After working with Shyamalan on The Sixth Sense and that Osment kid, I decided I need a place of my own, where I wasn't so restricted, and I could be a little more untethered. So I bought this place, 20 by 20, and it does the trick. We got pictures of clowns here, we got puzzle pieces, toys, dolls, and first run episodes of Marty's Town, only place you can see them. So I let the kids have fun, get settled in, get relaxed, enjoy themselves. Then after an hour, the magic begins. It's time for Marty's Town, Marty's Town, Marty's Town. It's time for Marty's Town. Now sit down and be quiet. I'm working with this apprentice named Alex. Since I'm retiring after this film, I need to find someone fit to fill my shoes after I'm gone. Alex is unique, being that he,
Sorry I'm late, Marty.
You take this job seriously?
Of course I do. I was up all night painting.
I told you to leave the paintings. You have a gift, Alex.
But I'm not some one-trick circus freak, okay? I want to be known for more than just falling asleep. I'm gonna go warm up the talent. Hey, Bryce. Show you something.
Shit. Have you not been going over the materials I gave you last week?
I went through it twice, Marty. Okay, there's more to tears than just fear. Sadness and sorrow come from a place of real human emotion. And with the power of our...
I don't know if Alex told you about his condition because he tries to avoid talking about it. But basically, he has narcolepsy and night terrors, which immediately caught my attention. I mean, this kid is a walking scare grenade. I just wish he'd give up the painting and leave it to real artists. Kid's unbreakable. Undoubtedly the hardest talent I've ever worked with. Every year these kids get harder, tougher. They're like brick walls. Back in my day, easy solution would be a quick slap. But unfortunately, ever since the incident, my contract forbids me from using any physical violence.
At first, Marty was unstoppable. The job fit him like a glove. Marty was the only guy in Hollywood that would do this kind of work, which made him very popular. That is, until the bite.
Jesus Christ, who doesn't remember the bite?
All I can say is laws were way cooler back then.
We in the industry were torn. Marty did physically assault an 11-year-old. But on the other hand, it was a really good scene. Where do you draw the line between art and trauma?
I've seen some horrifying stuff in my years of having night terrors. But that was some fucked up shit.
Hey, Walter, I was just about to show you.
There's been an emergency and I need you to listen. Marty was practicing the final scene where all the kids cry. And after an hour of screaming himself hoarse, he made the first mistake in TPing.
What's that?
He was practicing in front of a mirror. Took it a step too far. Marty had a heart attack, scared himself to death. He wanted me to give you this in the inevitable chance that this might happen.
Me? Walter, I don't know if I can make this happen. I mean, if Marty can't make a room full of tears, what makes you think his apprentice would do any better?
If Marty was with us, he'd say that you're here for a reason. Out of all his applicants, you're the one he chose. Now's the time for you to prove him right.
I came up with Operation Separation as a way to test Alex. His level of commitment, his ability to listen, seeing if he has what it takes to make a kid's parents get a divorce.
Five down, 6 to go.
Marty! You gotta see what Alex painted!
Marty, I thought you had a heart attack. You're alive?
I'm better than alive. I'm impressed. Operation Separation was a test to see if you were qualified. But this says more than any test ever can.
So, all those parents, they were just actors you paid or something?
Oh. 5 o'clock. Time for me to go. See you around. Sometime. Sad? No, I'm not sad. Scared, maybe, but not terrified. After spending 50 years pulling tears, I thought there was nothing that could make me cry. You might think I'm crying because I'm sad. But the only tears I feel falling down my face are tears of joy.